Hey, this is Tiger. Welcome to my stream. If you're here and not following DTG when they are presenting the new PC editor beta for Train Sim World 4, I know it's a bit hard to go against this, but still I wanted to do this stream tonight to do some chill train driving on the London Underground. Before we start, please, as always, pay respect to the disclaimer. We are talking about playing a computer game, and this is what we are doing here. And leave the real trains and railway installations alone. So, what I announced that will be the topic for today's Be Real chill stream is a train that came with the new Journeys expansion on the London Underground Bakerloo line, and it is this one, the silver London Underground Bakerloo line. Tube stock in the London Transport livery, not the London Underground, but the London Transport livery. And I was until now not entirely sure what I wanted to play, but maybe I just go into... I did not play a lot, did I? I did the test run. That was quite a nice empty coach move. Take the special set and run it from London Road Depot onto the line and all the way to Harrow and Wealdstone. Take a special set from Queen's Park to Elephant and Castle and back to Queen's Park. Let's do this one. Let's just see how that works out. Haven't done it before, as you can see. Maybe this is just the right thing to do to get a hang for it again. On Sunday I probably will tackle the safety systems that are connected with the London Underground. AJ, I'm afraid, is already asleep. Oh, isn't that nice? Cinematic element already. The last heritage service of the day will be arriving shortly. Take this special service southbound to Elephant and Castle before switching cabs and taking the service northbound back to Queen's Park. And they're putting us in here. So with it. This is the way we're supposed to go, right? Yeah. But there, yeah. For a moment I thought that they want us to use the 1938 tube stock. So, where we are supposed to go, sit in the driver's seat. That means I can enter the cab. Insert. Control key in, direction selector key. Wait until that is not... I don't want a blank, we want a Elephant and Castle, don't we? I won't make it to the end of the train to set it on the other side as well. Light is on. Starting at Queen's Park means we are going underground right away. Kilburn Park, first stop. Past the South Shed. 15 limit. until we pass this sign, and now we can go 35 line speed. Are we supposed to arrive at Kilburn Park in 5 seconds? But that is a bit tough. Probably won't make this. Not even with, oops, driving that loosely. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. No, that is not nice. That is not nice at all. Boarding takes longer than in the timetable. I have to pay attention to that. Typically, I've got my marker when the yellow circle is at a certain point, then I can close the doors and I can leave without any delay. But if in a scenario the boarding times are actually longer, then this breaks the whole routine. Let's see if we were late actually in starting this. Now let's pay attention if we're actually leaving late. I want us to put in this direction selector key right away, so the train is obviously already set up. At least in a way. And I want my light on the right side. Doors are still open, right? So we can close them to not lose more time than necessary. And now let's see, we've had exactly 1 minute to get to Kilburn Park. I got to give them that the lighting is actually quite nice in this scenario here. I'm also testing a slightly different setup in my OBS to see if maybe the stream gets a bit smoother than it used to be lately. Kilburn Park is a station where I always tend to overshoot when stopping the train. There's actually not much lost in slowing down a bit too hard. Obviously I lose a lot of time here. And then in the end it does not want to go. Anyway, now let's pay attention. The loading process obviously takes slightly longer than on the at the timetable mode. So let's see how much time we can make up on our way. Now we have half a minute to get to Maida Vale. It's a 35 miles limit here. We're half a minute behind. But we're back in the 500 points range for being on time. Speed limit is 30 here. It will race to 35 again before we get to Warwick Avenue. First we have to go around 2 bends. To the right. And then uphill to the left. Quite sharp to the left, like now. And then here is the 35 T-board, terminating the reduction in speed limit. Slow down for Warwick Avenue. A yard is long down here. 30 seconds behind schedule at the arrival. Slightly out of the 500 points range again. To Paddington we have a speed reduction of 35 first, and then it will drop to 25 later. I think at least. Mm-hmm. There was the 25. Well, I'm still the 30 seconds behind. Like sometimes in scenarios, this is a bit of a contre le montre. 2 points short. Limit to 20, then 35, 30 for Edgeware Road. Not much point accelerating beyond the 30 because we probably won't make it until the reduction to 30 anyway. But it looks as if I made up some time. "21 seconds behind. "25. Going to Marylebone. Here's an ugly crack in the tunnel wall. And unfortunately picking up delay again. Now I'm 50 seconds late. Sometimes they do not seem to make too much sense, those limits. Baker Street, that stays at 25. So the timetable for this special schedule is really tight-knit. Does not leave too much room for loitering around. 2 seconds behind. And went a bit far into the tunnel. Just like that. Regent's Park, that means 25 raising to 30. In this direction I know the speed limits by heart more or less. Back I will have to look up more often, I'm afraid. Regent's Park is a friendly station because there is no speed limit when approaching it. And it is, always has this nice lighting. 8 seconds late. So maybe until we get to Elephant and Castle we can make it up. Oh, but not if I open the doors on both ends. That's the problem with looking backwards and confusing sides. "30 to 25 and 20 approaching Oxford Circus." "25 reduction is here at this signal. And the 20 is when approaching the next one. Yes. And then we can accelerate because we're going uphill into the station. Oxford Circus. Unfortunately, I wasted a couple of seconds myself. So we are slightly behind Piccadilly. That means 20 now, and then for a very short piece of track before we get to Piccadilly, we can accelerate to 30 until we get to that open space with the famous signal Alpha 100 that allows shunting around at this station. So where is the border that allows us to accelerate? Here it is. Quickly to 30. And then slowing down again to 20. So we get to this corner. Like here you can see it in the reflection on the rails. $50 behind. They are playing us a bit. Charing Cross, that is 25 in the beginning and then back to 20 until we get to the next signal. Just like this, 22 embankment. And again, the time to get to embankment was ambitious. Now I'm 53 seconds behind. Next one's Waterloo. That's 20, 35, 25. 478 points. Okay. I was extremely late on this. I missed this speed marker. Well, but I made up some time. Lambeth North. It's 25. $30 quickly now, yes. And then back to 25. At the second signal. Okay, a little bit more room. This is the area where the tracks from London Road Depot are coming in. And Lambeth North Station. Elephant and Castle is more or less 25. Theoretically it's at first a 30 limit, like here, but this is only for a very short piece of track. Ending already here. We're back to 25. It's not saying whether we are going to the left or to the right at Elephant and Castle. I think the indicator told us to go left. That means we're not going across the switch and we can go with 20. Yeah. So much for that. We're going to the right one, so we should have slowed down to 10. Obviously, when we want to go back with the same train, then there are actually 4 ways of turning around the train. Going into the platform first and switching tracks when going out, or using the depot area or the sidings behind Elephant and Castle. Interestingly, we're only 6 seconds late. At least I can set the indicator now. Just like this. Traction brake control to shut down. To off. Off. And to the other end. But I don't want to go through the train. This is much too annoying. Let's see how much time they grant us for switching ends and getting to the other end of the train. Through all the people. They go with those guys from the horseshoe curve. Switch to on. Sorry, I want to set this marker so that I don't forget it. Is it not on? Now it is. I only have one door open, haven't we? Okay. Since we're probably not switching lines anymore, should be able to go 15 here. Or the warning thing went off all the time. Going to the 25:30 before we go to Lambeth North. Let's see if we can make use of that. Here's the 25. Here's the T-board for 30. But already almost a minute late. They typically don't allow you too much time for switching cabs. Well, we'll fight. We'll fight to make it as close to the timetable as possible. 468. 20, going up to 25.30 before we get to Waterloo. On the left you could see those irritating red lights that usually irritate you a lot when coming down from London Road Depot. That was not the increase, no, there was some other sign. No, 25. No, 30. And stopping out of the 30 at Waterloo. $53 late. For embankment, it is 25.30, and now we can actually go on the 30 limit. Here's the T-board. In this direction we can travel much faster. What was that? Don't forget, embankment is a rather short station. At least it always feels to be rather short. "43, 34 seconds late." Next one, Charing Cross, straight 30. I like the color palette of this station here. Well, 20 to Piccadilly. We lost time on this part. Pretty much uphill here. Through a tight corner. And up to the nice part where we can see the other tunnel. And the famous signal Alpha 100 to the right. Now getting covered by the beam of our train. 42 seconds late. Here, that is famous signal Alpha 100. That's 20. At a certain point it's going to increase to 30 before we get to Oxford Circus. Here we have the approach signals, approach control signals that turn from yellow to green, allowing us to pass. Oh shit. Obviously I went to 30 already. So we might make up some time, but that obviously was not what I intended to do. Passing the yellow repeater for the rail gap indicator. The only one that I have managed to find on this route so far. No, that was that. And Oxford Circus. I guess it's 30. No, it's the 20 and then 30 to Regent's Park. Yeah, you can see the sign. Slightly over. And now I've got the T-board. We can go 30. Again, also in this direction, Regent's Park is a convenient station because we don't have to slow down for it. Until the end, obviously. Also very nice lighting and color palette here. Regent's Park means we're going to Baker Street if I'm not wrong. Staying at the 30. $22 points short at this start. Well, the timetable is not pulling punch, is it? Really chases us through this service. Approach to Baker Street. Whole battery of signals. Oh. That is okay. I always like how wound this platform is, like a snake. Might have gained a bit. Signal is red still, but I'm sure it will soon switch. So unless we're closing the doors. Even 35 to Marylebone and Edgware Road. We're back. Almost in the 500 points timeliness window. Marylebone is faster in this direction. It's 25 in the opposite direction. We can't really get to the whole 35. But we're actually almost back in time. Almost. Just made it to leave on the predefined time. Edgware Road, 35 until then. And then it's Warwick Ave, Maida Vale, Kilburn Park, and then we're out. And all of a sudden we have all the time in the world. Sorry for the fanning. Then we will have to slow down. Padding. I forgot padding. It's 30-20 for Paddington. And now we have to wait. Actually open the doors again. All the time that we did not have before, we got it now. So it takes about 5 to 6 seconds to close the doors. So I forgot what I said, 30-20 for Paddington. That means there is a reduction to 20 somewhere here. It's actually the only reduction before a station in this direction. All the other reductions are when you're starting out from a station. So here the reduction was too early, much too early. Here it is. Was a good bump. I wonder if those bumps occur when you're traveling from one track tile into the other. Approaching a red for a change. That was really a bit. What we have is 20, then 35 even. But when? Not here. Here. And the T-board going to 35 for Warwick Avenue. At least the track is long enough here so that we can actually reach the 35. So from Oak Avenue we have Meadow Vale and Kilburn Park, and there is no point in accelerating beyond the 30. There's a tiny stretch with a limit of 35, but it is probably totally safe to ignore that. And we are so dead on time. The main thing is, since you cannot leave earlier than the time specified in the timetable, there is no point if you gain time for getting to a station to take this with you. Unless you actually cheat a bit and leave early. For a couple of seconds. So, almost there at Maida Vale. Going pretty much uphill here. Oh, and still overshot. Well, not that much uphill then. I expected the gradient to slow us down harder. And we will experience this at Kilburn Park, rather. Yeah, we're experiencing it here, the gradient. Almost stops the train without using the brakes. We're actually early now. All the hustle on the way down and on the first half of the return trip, and now all of a sudden they are lenient. Signal is time linked, right? Give us a green at exact 20 seconds. Yeah. Yeah, and we're going out. What's the limit for Queen's Park? It's actually very low, it's 15 to 10 then. Where's there still 30, right? there is the light at the end of the tunnel. And out we go. In the evening light. And all the time that we did not have before, we have it now. Oops. All the draw ahead signals on the right. I wonder if that is lighting that you can actually encounter in timetable mode 2, or whether it is scripted especially for this scenario. Alright, now that people are... Can't I go around the signal? That is a bit spooky, isn't it? He's not using his flash. Oh, he is. Alright, and we're going probably into the shunting neck. Turned off all the lights. Switching to not in service anymore. At least we can see the coacting signals. Or I think that I can see this big signal here. That already allows us. That's the last stop. Now park in the siding ahead and shut down the train down to complete the scenario. Alright. Well then. There's actually a piece of track where you can get stranded between or in a gap of the third rail. If you stop or overshoot the station a bit and then stop there, and you can lose contact to your third rail permanently. And then you need to be towed. Well, a lot of points you get in this scenario, more than 30,000 in one single run. But there is not too much leisure. I like the roof of the silver train. Okay. So let's see if they walk us through the shutdown process that I want. Probably will. Thank you for completing this run. Let's see how you performed. Let's see how we performed. What? I'm not getting external cameras when I'm sitting here. Okay, can't see because unfortunately I hit the button too early. Anyway. And I cannot go back to free roam because it was a scenario. Well, that was that for today. I'm planning on doing the video about the safety systems, the tripcock system on the London Underground trains on Sunday. So maybe we see each other again, and then I will use the silver train because we have used the other two trains in the previous videos, and then it's time for the silver one. And this is why I did this scouting today. Thank you very much. Take care and have a nice time.